お前はもう死んでいる。何?
What the fuck was that? Oh no, poor Malise. Well, it seems it's time to once again revitalize the Gunslinger setup for Valkyr. Now, this is a build that's designed specifically for gunblades that run a light attack bullet dance build. The reason for this is, number one, it's very fun, and number two, most melee weapons don't work with the kind of attack speed that we get here. This build breaks the vast majority of melee combos. The ones that still work though are supercharged to utter ridiculousness. Now, while I don't have any Archon charts on this at the moment, the ones I would recommend are just 5 reds that go for pure melee crit damage. For the aura, either run Steel Charge for melee damage or Corrosive Projection to strip enemy armor. Then we have Transient Fortitude and Umbral Intensify for a ton of strength, Umbral Fiber and Vitality for armor and health. After that, we have Gladiator Resolve and Gladiator Aegis for even more health and armor, but also a set bonus that provides a mini Blood Rush effect that stacks on top of Blood Rush for even more crit. Then to sustain our Warcry, which is kind of like the centerpiece of this build, we have Eternal War, which increases our Warcry's duration every time we melee kill something. And to top it all off, we have Primed Continuity to get some extra duration. This helps to sustain Warcry when the enemy density isn't super high. Another thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna replace Ripline with Empower. This is a Helminth ability that gives 50% extra strength to your next ability, so we're gonna use this to buff Warcry even more. And finally, for the Arcanes, we have Arcane Strike for even more attack speed, because why not, and Arcane Grace for some health regen. The gameplay is once again very simple. You get into a mission, you buff yourself with Empower, then you activate Warcry with 50% extra strength from the Empower, and you let it rip. Now, you ideally only want to use the basic button mash combo with this, because the other combos either move you around too much, which is fairly nauseating with this much attack speed, or they just don't work because of the attack speed. But that's not a big deal, because this is also the best combo for this setup, because it has 4 shots followed by a quick swipe. This build has come a long way from just like a funny little setup that I put together and I faffed around with in the void to something that actually works really well and does surprisingly good damage. The biggest issues with this build are, well, number one, it's very click intensive, as you can probably tell based on the gameplay footage. You're basically firing a minigun 1 click at a time. And number two, the survivability isn't amazing. You do have a ton of health and armor, but that's about it. If you want more tankiness, you're gonna have to take out one of the Gladiator mods and put in adaptation for some stacking damage resistance, and or you have to rely on Hysteria to get you through some tougher encounters. Like, some of the Acolytes can rip you up pretty badly if you keep them alive. Though then again, most things, including the Acolytes, don't survive for more than a handful of seconds when they run into this. The best gunplay to use with this is definitely the Stropha. The amount of damage this thing can put out, especially on a supercharged setup like this, is just ridiculous, though it does have limited range, so bear that in mind if you're fighting the Grenier or Corpus. If, however, you don't have the Stropha, the Redeemer or Redeemer Prime will work pretty well too. And that's pretty much all there is to say about this build. It's just a really fun Valkyr setup, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video and you will give this build a shot, because it is very fun, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.